Let me start with a scene that's probably a little too familiar. It's morning. You're already running late. You grab your phone, order a quick coffee, maybe a small snack too, and it comes out to $3, maybe $4, maybe $5. You don't even think about it. You tap pay, you move on with your day. And here's the wild part. You probably consider yourself good with money. You're not reckless. You're not buying yachts or designer bags. You're just spending a couple of dollars here and there. But somehow, at the end of the month, there's nothing left. And you're thinking, bro, I work hard. Where is my money actually going? If that thought has ever crossed your mind, yeah, this video is for you. Because this tiny $3 habit is quietly keeping millions of people stuck financially, and almost nobody talks about it. My name is Mike, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, behavior, and why smart people still stay broke. If you're someone who earns money but never seems to get ahead, even though you feel like you're doing everything right, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Now look, this isn't one of those stop buying coffee videos. That advice is lazy. And honestly, it misses the real problem. Because the issue isn't the coffee. It's what that $3 represents. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Here's the thing. Most people think being broke is about income. If I just made more money, if I just got a better job, if I just had one lucky break. But the data tells a very different story. According to a 2023 report from the Federal Reserve, nearly 40% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing money. And here's the part that should mess with your head. A huge percentage of those people earn above the median income. So clearly, this isn't just about how much you make. It's about how money leaks out of your life without you noticing. So what is the $3 mistake? It's not coffee. It's not fast food. It's not even spending money. The $3 mistake is this: treating small, repeatable expenses as too insignificant to matter. That mindset, that belief, is what quietly destroys your finances. Because money doesn't usually disappear in big dramatic moments. It disappears in tiny, boring, invisible decisions. Let's do some simple math. No spreadsheets, no finance degree needed. Let's say you spend $3 per day on something you don't really notice. Could be coffee, snacks, app subscriptions, delivery fees, random online purchases. $3 per day times 365 days equals $1,095 per year. Now pause. Because here's what most people don't realize. That's not just $1,095. If you invested that money instead, even at a basic 8% annual return over 30 years, that's over $135,000 from $3. And that's being conservative. Okay, Mike, but it's just $3. Now, you might be thinking, Mike, come on, this feels dramatic. I'm not getting rich off skipping coffee. And you're right, but you're also missing the point. Because the real damage isn't the money. It's the habit it trains your brain to repeat. Here's where it gets really interesting. Your brain is incredible at ignoring small pain. Psychologists call this frictionless spending. When the amount is small, the payment is digital, the pleasure is immediate. Your brain literally doesn't register it as a loss. A 2022 study from MIT showed that people spend up to 30% more when using cards or mobile payments compared to cash. Why? Because there's no emotional friction, no moment of pause. No, do I really need this? Just swipe, tap, move on. And when that becomes your default behavior, you train yourself to spend without awareness. Let me say this clearly. People don't stay broke because they're irresponsible. They stay broke because their money decisions are invisible to them. Think about it like this. Imagine your house has a small water leak, not a flood, not a burst pipe, just a slow drip. You ignore it because it's not that bad. Months later, your walls are damaged. Your bills are insane. And now it's a real problem. That's exactly how $3 spending works. I had a friend, great job, good salary. On paper, crushing it. But every month, he was stressed. No savings. Credit card balances climbing. Always waiting for the next paycheck. We tracked his spending for 1 week, not a year. 1 week. And guess what showed up? Food delivery fees, coffee, random online stuff, subscriptions he forgot existed. It added up to $87 in 7 days. That's over $4,500 a year. He didn't feel broke because he was bad with money. He felt broke because his money was bleeding silently. Here's what most people never calculate. That $3 isn't just $3. It's emergency fund progress, investment capital, freedom money, peace of mind. Every small expense is a vote. Either a vote for future freedom or a vote for temporary comfort. And most people vote against themselves daily. Now, another objection I hear all the time. Mike, life is hard. I deserve small pleasures. I agree. You're not a robot. You shouldn't live like a monk. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Comfort without intention becomes a trap. There's a difference between intentional enjoyment and automatic spending. One builds a life. The other drains it. Here's something you can do today. For the next 7 days, track every expense under $10. Not to judge yourself, not to shame yourself, just to see. Because awareness alone changes behavior. Studies show people reduce spending by up to 15% just by tracking. Before any small purchase, ask, would I still buy this if it cost $30? If the answer is no, pause. Not forever. Just pause. That pause is where control comes back. This is big. If you don't automatically move money away from yourself, you will spend it. Set up automatic savings, automatic investments. Pay your future self first before life gets a chance to take it. Here's what most people don't realize. Wealth isn't built by big moments. It's built by small decisions, repeated daily, over a long time. Rich people aren't magical. They're just consistent where others are careless. Imagine 2 versions of you. Same job, same income. One version keeps saying, it's just $3. The other version says, I decide where my money goes. 10 years later, one is stressed. The other has options. And the difference wasn't luck. It was awareness. Look, I know this stuff can feel uncomfortable because it forces you to confront habits you've normalized. But that discomfort, that's growth knocking. You don't need a massive raise. You don't need a miracle. You need control. If this video made you see your money differently, hit that like button. It tells the algorithm this stuff actually matters. Subscribe if you want more honest conversations about money, behavior, and building a future that doesn't feel fragile. And remember, your money isn't small. Your decisions aren't small. And neither is your future.